The Middle East is moving closer to a dangerous tipping point tonight. In just the last few hours, Iran has signalled openness to diplomacy, but at the same time, threats from Washington are escalating, missile strikes are expanding, and global energy markets are already feeling the shock. What's unfolding right now is not de-escalation, it's a conflict spreading into new territory. Iran has announced it is willing to work with the International Maritime Organization to improve safety in the Gulf. Officials say diplomacy is still their preferred path, but only if there's trust and an end to what they call ongoing aggression. But almost simultaneously, Donald Trump issued a stark warning. He gave Iran a 48-hour deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical routes in the world. If not, he threatened large-scale strikes targeting Iran's power infrastructure. So on one side, calls for cooperation. On the other, an ultimatum backed by military force. The real pressure point in this conflict is the Strait of Hormuz. Normally, thousands of ships pass through this narrow passage every month, carrying a huge share of the world's oil and gas. But now, traffic has dropped sharply due to the conflict and security risks. This has already pushed global energy prices higher and created uncertainty in international markets. For Europe and Asia especially, this isn't just a regional conflict, it's an economic shockwave with global consequences. At the same time, the military dimension is rapidly intensifying. Iran has launched missile strikes in response to attacks on its nuclear-related sites. One of the most alarming developments, missiles were fired toward a joint US-UK military base on Diego Garcia. Even though the missiles didn't hit their target, the message was clear. Analysts believe these were long-range systems, possibly capable of reaching far beyond the Middle East. That raises serious concerns, especially for Europe, as it suggests Iran's strike capability may be broader than previously assessed. This changes the strategic picture entirely. Meanwhile, the conflict between Iran and Israel is also intensifying. An Israeli location believed to be linked to sensitive military infrastructure was struck by an Iranian missile, reportedly in retaliation for earlier Israeli attacks. Both sides continue to exchange strikes, expanding the scope of the war beyond isolated incidents into a sustained confrontation. Each new attack increases the risk of miscalculation and a much larger regional war. What makes this situation especially dangerous is how many fronts are now active at once. A maritime crisis affecting global oil supply, direct US Tehran military tension ongoing, Israel-Iran strikes expanding missile capabilities, reaching new regions, and despite some diplomatic signals, says little evidence that either side is ready to step back. Even messaging from Washington has been mixed. Talk of ending the war one moment, followed by major threats the next. Right now, the world is watching a conflict that is not stabilizing, it's evolving. Diplomacy is being discussed, but military actions are accelerating. And as long as the Strait of Hormuz remains under pressure, the economic and strategic stakes will only continue to rise. The key question now, are we heading toward negotiation or a much wider war?